Hey folks, this is Nod, and we are sort of mucking around with X-Plane. I got a request to I posted a video on Facebook the other day showing where I just flown in Google Earth, and I got a few questions about like exactly how I did that. So I'm going to show you that. Let me show you a couple of photographs of the flight first, and then the actual video, a test video I made, and then we will get into the specifics about how exactly you do this. Okay, so yeah, the flight. I was in South America. Specifically in the Andes Mountains here. It's an awesome, huge mountain range running down the east coast of South America. And I made this 181 nautical mile glider flight across the Andes here. Now this is Little Navmap, and as you can see, it's leaving a breadcrumb trail of everywhere I went. The yellow line is the my flight plan, and this is the actual course I actually flew. So as you can see, it leaves these breadcrumb trails everywhere. So that's kind of a clue about how this works. So, okay, so I'm about to show you the video, but it talks about some of these screenshots. So I kind of need to show you these first. So here I am flying in the glider over the Andes Mountains. And it was all very pretty, especially this. Look at that. Ooh. Beautiful scenery. Funky looking mountain. Anyway, started getting hypoxic here. I was getting up around 15,000 feet, turned on the oxygen bottle, and that sort of helped. Not a whole lot. Yeah, still cruising along. Yeah, the view inside the cockpit is all dark because of the hypoxia. Yeah, I was at 14,600 there. Flying down a valley. Getting a little lower. Yeah, look at the terrain. Absolutely magnificent scenery here. Anyway, I don't want to dwell too much on this because that's not really what this video is about. But everyone likes showing slideshows, right? Right, that was at 15,000 feet in the glider. And I was almost out of oxygen. Yeah, things were not going well. Alright, so a couple more pictures and we'll be done here. Yeah, look at that. Very pretty stuff. Alright, so you'll see all this stuff in the video I'm about to show you. But kind of needed this for context, so I think we're almost there. Yep. Alright, there's dumping the water ballast. And there's the airport. Spiraling down, spoilers out. And we're done. Okay, so now you have some context. Hey folks, I don't know how good this is going to come out as a Facebook video, but I'm just playing around with a Little Navmap and Google Earth Pro after just doing my Andy's glider flight, and yeah, Danny actually showed me the other day you can export GPX files from Little Navmap, and it records your track, and you can then pull those into Google Earth here, and you can kind of see your where you've just flown. So I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to try to like just sort of fly along with my track here and see where I just went with my glider. So this is obviously the airport I just took off from, and I can kind of see where I glided. And you look at this, it's actually three-dimensional, so it's above the ground. I haven't figured out how to animate this smoothly yet, but so here you see I can zigzag in the back across all the terrain here. The wind is actually at our backs here, so kind of you can see where I went. I kind of like spent some time going across these ridges and stuff. Spent a little bit over here, got some altitude, lost some altitude here. Finally got over this bit and sort of made a run for it over here. Looks like I hooked up on this face here. Yeah, I did some back and forth here. This is really cool. Oh, I like this. This is a fine tool. Alright, now I gotta get altitude a little bit here. As I said, I'm not very good at controlling this just yet, but you can see I'm like switching back and forth to get up over these hills here. Whoa, baby. I'm quite used to controlling this, but yeah, it's really cool visualizing what you did on your flight. This is very cool. Alright, how do I get back across here? Oh no. Everything seems to go backwards with these controls. Alright, let's continue on here. Alright, so I finally got over this lip here. I think this is when I was getting hypoxic and this cockpit was getting all black and dark on me. Yeah, it was really high here, so I made like a beeline here. So very slowly descending here, made it to this ridge here. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's maybe one of the highest points in the whole trip here. So I finally got over that. Back down a little bit. This always goes the wrong way. Jeez, I gotta get used to these controls. Alright, so now I'm just gliding down here. Looks like I grabbed a little bit of lift and got to the top of this before proceeding. Oh, this might be my river valley. Yeah, this is when I was getting really hypoxic up here, and I discovered this river valley. I was like, if I duck into that, maybe I can get a little lower. So I think it does actually show me my elevation. 15,000 is the eye level right now. How do I turn this here? Let me go this way a bit. I should use a joystick or something to control this. That'd be kind of neat. I know Google Earth has a built-in flight simulator, but that would be a bit silly to fly that when we have the X-plane. So yeah, I followed the valley down here, sort of dove all the way through here. Some fine colors going on here in Google Earth. Looks like I zipped across here. I'll get loading the terrain as we go here. Got a little bit of lift there. A little bump off there. As I said, the wind is at our back, so I'm kind of crossing all these ridges here. Alright, I'm going to turn this way a bit. Oh, these controls are so screwy. Good old Google managed to get it all wrong. So yeah, obviously I ran along here a little bit. Wow. Okay, just want to rotate the camera. Don't want to go in and out. Nope. Yeah, okay, it's stuck. Load the scenery as we go. This is such a cool tool though. Alright, so I just pretty much diving here from just very slow, shallow descent. This is all downhill from now. We just left the mountain behind us, so I'm just kind of descending, it looks like here. Grabbing some little peaks here and there. The weird thing is when you're going downwind, you kind of actually want to aim for the highest peaks. Get a little lower here, because the peaks will give you lift, of course. You need the terrain to give you a lift. So I could go thermally, of course, but I was actually aiming for some of the higher peaks around here just so I can get up on them. Looks like I did a little climbing back up here. There's amazing scenery here in the Andes Mountains in Argentina. Yeah, you see I kind of climbed up here a little bit. Oh yeah, this was a pain in the butt right here. I really struggled with this a little bit here. Going back and forth, I actually almost crashed. I got really slow in here, and looks like I made it out though. Climbed up there. Oh, look at this. It's such a cool tool to visualize where you went. Alright, so I kind of like scratched along here and kind of scratched along the edge here, grabbing ridge lift as I went, and finally made it over the top of the hill, looks like. Zoom up a bit. That would be a way of just raising the camera without going backwards as well. Alright, finally made it over the lip, and then looks like let me turn here. No, nope. I promise for my next video I will have this figured out. Alright, go this way. Come on, turn around. Okay. Should be a way of making it go faster to you. Yeah, really pretty. So it went from green and then it turned red down here. So this was just a big long stretch of just sort of very shallow, being super efficient, because it's really, if I get down too low in here I was kind of stuck, so I made it over this ridge just fine. It was all just slowly descending down, leaving the Andes and going out to the plains, and then I had one more little bump to get over here, and I just I could have made it through this pass, but I just wanted to make sure I was going to have enough altitude, so I spent a little bit of time zigzagging on this hill here, and then another little run through this pass here, and here we are coming up on the airport on the finish. And you see I like spiral down to the airfield. And we landed. That's a fun tool. Oh, no, don't do that. What are you doing? I can just go this way. Yeah, look how cool this is. That's really neat. That's where I landed, I guess. Yeah, I like this tool. I guess there's other ways of visualizing this stuff, but yeah, that's pretty neat. I thought that was cool, so I figured I'd show you guys that. Alrighty, yeah, maybe I'll make some proper YouTube videos of that. Alright, stop recording. Alright, so this video, that was, yeah, you probably kind of want to know how this was done, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of what you actually need to do that. I should point out this is not the only way of actually visualizing where you've been in the simulator. There are other options. This is the way I've been doing it just because I have Little Navmap and I have Google Earth, and it just makes sense to use these tools. So, alright, so let's go into it. We need Little Navmap. I highly recommend this anyway, but you're going to need that to do this. So you go into releases and downloads. Links to this stuff will be in the description. Yeah, the links and downloads, and you go grab it from here. Install that, and it should be all more or less just like installing any other piece of software. Okay, so the other thing you're going to need is Google Earth. Now, Google Earth is sort of becoming a cloud-based, browser-based platform, which is great and all, but there's no like way to actually, no way that I've figured out that you could actually pull GPX files into this, or GPS files, and import things. It's all cloud-based. It's like, I don't know how you put your stuff in there, other than, well, there probably is ways, but what I'm going to suggest you do is go to Google Earth versions here, and they have a desktop version. Just go get that, and that'll be probably the easiest for you to work. Like, maybe there's a mobile version might be an option, but anyway, go get the desktop version, install that. Okay, here we are in Little Navmap. Now, I'm not going to go into a tutorial about how to run Little Navmap. It's fairly involved, and there's lots of other information on the internet for that. What I'm specifically going to get at here is, yeah, this breadcrumb trail that it creates. Every time you fly your airplane in Little Navmap, it makes this little breadcrumb trail, and it's actually really detailed. You go way down on here and see all the little ins and outs of your flight. So, yeah, all I'm really going to suggest you do is you go into the File menu, and you go down to Export Flight Plan to Other Formats, and then in here it says Export Flight Plan as GPX. So we click that. I'm actually not going to click that because I don't want to overwrite it, but you click that and it'll save a file on your hard drive somewhere, and take note where you put that because you're going to need to find it again in a second. Okay, next we're going to switch over to Google Earth, and once again I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to use Google Earth. It's intuitive. Yeah, it actually isn't. But anyway, there's lots of information on how to use Google Earth. But we're going to go into File, Open, and this is where I stored my flight trails, as I call them. You can see there's nothing here, so you have to go down and change the format because the default is KMLs and KMZs and strange other formats that you've never heard of. Alright, we're going to drop down to the third option on this list. It may be different on yours, I don't know, depending on the versions. But anyway, it says GPS, and one of the formats here is GPX. So we're going to click on that, and now our flight plan, our flight trails have appeared. So I believe this was the one we did for the glider, so I'm going to open that. Now this box shows up, and okay, there's a couple of things in here we definitely want to change. Adjust altitudes to ground height. Well, we don't want that because we want to see our actual, a flight above the ground. That's kind of the point of this. So turn that off and create KML tracks. I don't quite know what these line strings are, and it doesn't really go into detail, but I think you just want the first one. And just turn that on. If you don't check any of these, you don't get anything. It's blank. So KML tracks is all you need. Hit that, and it's going to do its Google Earth thing and zoom on over, and here's our track. And there it is. So, yeah, the most challenging part of this is actually figuring out their interface. There's this animation thing that pops up here where you can do crazy, like, I don't know, it almost seems like you can animate it going along and playing and stuff. It's just really clunky and doesn't work very well as far as I can tell, but yeah, you can kind of see it doing its thing. I need to look into more about how this works, but I find the interface very unintuitive, but you can watch your flight going along here. I don't know if there's a way to actually have it automatically follow this for you, so you don't have to pan around like this. But it's kind of neat. So you can watch it this way, overhead obviously. Now what I think is actually more useful and interesting on a flight like this specifically is going up here, and then you can like tilt the camera down, and this is just the clunkiest interface ever. I'm sure there's people out there who know how to do this properly, but I'm not very good at it. Well, it's still animating, is it? Oh, brilliant. Stop. How do you stop this? It's all disappeared. There it is. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Now you can go look at your flight in wonderful 3 dimensions. Takes a while to load the camera in. Depending on the speed of your machine, this will be either really clunky like mine is, or kind of smooth. But yeah, getting to grips with these controls is probably the most challenging part of this, but it works. Yeah, you can use the mouse to pan around. If you use the right mouse button, it does some very confusing things. Like, yeah, you can do this sort of stuff, which is a little smoother, I guess, if you're animating. The left mouse button, you can just click and drag. You can actually, if you like do this, it sort of like scrolls along. It's got some inertia to it, which is kind of interesting. And then there's the keyboard keys. There's the arrow keys on the keyboard. Do what you kind of expect them to do. It's god awful green there. Look at that. And then the WASD does some various things too, kind of the same as the arrow keys. I think you can kind of go. I don't know. I'll let you guys futz with that because I'm not. I sure as heck don't know what I'm doing with it either. But anyway, that's sort of more or less how you do that. And yeah, I don't know. There's probably all sorts of other tools, like maybe you can fly along in. I don't know, there must be some way to attach the camera to this or something. I would love to know. If you guys figure it out, let me know. But yeah, it's a fun tool. And you know, at the end of a long flight, you're kind of curious where you went, what you did. This is a really good way of visualizing it and stuff. So, alrighty. Alright, well, thanks for watching. If you like this stuff, please subscribe. Give me a like, and you know, and I'll make more of these. So, take care, and thanks for watching. Thank you.